Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here on the show, before I do the Michigan Gonzaga, the Warriors Rockets recaps tonight to finish off, now I want to get this news video in now since it's halftime of the Warriors game and Gonzaga Michigan's a fucking blowout. It's like 87-43 Michigan right now. I want to get my news video in, so we're going to do NFL, talk some baseball as well. You know, Dylan Cease got his contract, but let's get into the NFL first. So we'll start with Adam Schefter here with Carolina corner Corey Thornton suffering a season-ending broke fibula. On Monday night, the Panthers are signing veteran cornerback Robert Rochelle off the Cowboys practice squad and onto their active roster. So after signing veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, the Bills have now released veteran receiver Elijah Moore. Veteran Elijah Moore is a crazy sentence. Man, adding all those receivers is pretty much them admitting they fucked up not trading for Jalen Waddle. Should have traded for a receiver, giving maybe it would have been fucking up if they traded a lot for him, but don't know, they should have tried to get a receiver, but well, man, they get Brandon Cooks, folks. Falcons coach Ray Moore says he considers Drake London receiver doubtful this week against the Jets. Another week without Drake London. Surely they do something with their number 4 overall pick tight end, right? Chiefs ruled out Pro Bowl guard Trey Smith and tight end Noah Gray for Thursday's game against the Cowboys. Man, it's going to be some free eats for that defensive line without Trey Smith. That pass rush better be smelling blood. After being listed as a limited participant at practice early in the week due to a hamstring injury, Rashee Rice was listed as a full participant the past 2 days, and he's good to go. So, notable losses for the weeks ahead. Starting left tackle Will Campbell will be placed on injured reserve. Today, according to Mike Vrabel, the team is signing Miles Battle to the 53-man roster from the practice squad. Man, he really is giving his life to protect Drake May, whatever the fuck that meme is. But yeah, he'll probably be out. Notable loss for weeks ahead. Hopefully, but he shouldn't be out for the season. Cowboys receiver George Pickens has no injury designation for Thursday's game against the Chiefs, and is good to go. Considering he finished out the game versus the Eagles, they're probably going to let him rest Monday with the Thursday game coming up. Bills coach Sean McDermott said tight end Dalton Kincaid hamstring, Curtis Samuel elbow/neck, Terrell Bernard elbow, Deion Brink Dawkins concussion protocol. Spencer Brown's shoulder will not practice today. They could be without both offensive tackles versus the Steelers. It's okay, everyone. The Bills signed Brandon Cooks. It's okay, folks. Doesn't help that this team really ain't all that good to begin with, and you have all these injuries. J.J. McCarthy, he practiced in the individual portion of practice. No team drills. Max Brosmer will take all the first-team reps. Update with the Minnesota quarterback. Giants said QB Jackson Dart was a full participant in today's practice, giving him a chance to make his first start on Monday Night Football versus the Patriots. Just fucking let Jameis Winston play. Damn, there's no point in letting him play. I mean, he's already suffered a few concussions. He might as well just let Jameis play. Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Noah Brown, first time all 3 receivers have been on the practice field together since week 2 today. And hopefully at least they can make the Sunday night game something watchable. And if Jackson Dart plays those primetime games. The Packers roster moves, they signed Will Shepard from the practice squad. They released kicker Lucas Havrisik. Elevated Jamin Johnson and Jalen Simpson from the practice squad to the active roster. Bruh, he set a franchise record in the team's history of kicking. So you can keep trotting out the sex offender. Allegedly, fuck his name, Brandon McManus. Idiots. Should understand, it's bust down my AP, perfect time, and he became the first Browns quarterback in 3 decades to not win his first start, but the rookie said he's not comfortable as he prepares for his second start against the 49ers. And they're probably going to lose. Packers are listing Matthew Gone as questionable for Thursday's game against the Lions. Josh Jacobs, he has no injury designation for Thursday against the Lions, and he is good to go. Says, I kind of expected he wouldn't play against the Vikings, he'd play against Detroit. The Bengals, they officially activated Joe Burrow for Thursday night's game at Baltimore. He's expected to start. Thank you for your service, Mr. Flacco. Joe Burrow's back. So they get their quarterback back. For the second straight day, Eagles receiver Devontae Smith did not practice due to shoulder, chest, and illness issues. So, shoulder, chest, and illness. Okay. Seahawks made some roster moves. They added Patrick O'Connell, linebacker, and cornerback Shaquille Griffin to the roster. They signed running back Cam Akers to the roster, and they signed Quandre Diggs to the practice squad. Four-time Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow is coming out of retirement and returning to the Lions. Frank Ragnow, he's back. That's huge addition to the offensive line. Because I've kind of been concerned about the Lions' offensive line. It's a huge addition. He announced his retirement at the age of 29. He has decided to retire and return to the Lions. That's why one source said, loves the game. Loves the game. And his first chance to play for the Lions will come next Thursday versus Cowboys, though it is considered unlikely for now, per source. Potential return to play is December 14th at the Rams. The 49ers signed veteran linebacker Eric Kendricks to their practice squad. And today was the deadline for the Lions' four-time Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow to come out of retirement for this season. The players on the club's reserve retired list, he must be reinstated prior to that club's Week 13 game. So, the deadline was today, so... The Lions still hold his contractual rights for two seasons this year and next. When he returns to Detroit this week, his contract is in place. Cornerback Darian Kendrick, whom Seattle released this week, was claimed today by his former LA Rams team. So he was with the Rams and the Seahawks and now returns to the Rams. He went to Seattle and said, oh hell no, give me back to LA. Ravens running back Justice Hill's listed out for Thursday night's game against the Bengals. Lamar Jackson fully practiced, so he'll play. Broncos kicker Will Lutz signed a 3-year, $16 million extension. Baker Mayfield was listed as a non-participant in today's practice due to a sprained AC joint, while Bucky Irving was listed as a full participant. Texans listed QB CJ Stroud as a full participant at today's practice, so he will play this week. Saints had running back Alvin Kamara, who has a knee injury, did not practice today. Panthers safety Trevon Moehrigg's appeal of his one-game suspension for unsportsmanlike conduct was tonight, so... was denied today, but the suspension was appealed. J.J. McCarthy, amid the likelihood he will miss the game due to concussion protocol. Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones said they've not lost faith in long-term prospects, in his long-term prospects. I've lost faith in J.J. McCarthy. Marion Hampton revealed Wednesday that he's been dealing with a left ankle fracture sustained in Week 5 against the Commanders. The undisclosed injury landed him on injured reserve, and he hasn't played since. Yeah, that's all from Adam Schefter. All the injury news. Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement, and all the injury updates. Let's get see if we have anything from JP Football. We got one thing here. The Vikings could pursue QB Daniel Jones this offseason. Well, gee, the Lions could have Vikings maybe they had him on the roster. Oh wait, they did, and they let him go. They had both Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones in the roster, but they couldn't contain either one. We'll see. They should have just kept that organization's in shambles, man. I don't think Chris Bauer's going to let Daniel Jones walk though, so should have kept him on the roster when he had him. That's the only thing there from JPA. Let's see if we have anything from Rappaport. We got a few things here. Rams have designated receiver Tutu Atwell to return. The Eagles, they have placed safety Andrew McCobb on the injured reserve list, promoted Britton Covey to the active roster. Patrick Surtain was a limited participant in Broncos practice. Step forward there. He was limited today, so he should be back soon. Kyle Hamilton was a full go today in practice, has no game status. Same with Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman, who's upgraded full today, so they're all set to go tomorrow. Cowboys offensive tackle Tyler Gott with a high ankle sprain is out, so we will be without Tyler Gotton tomorrow. The Titans signed Kyer Elam, former Bills first-round pick, most recently with the Cowboys. Oh God, so I feel sorry, Titans fans. The Broncos and defensive tackle Malcolm Roach have agreed on a 3-year contract worth up to $29 million, $14 million guaranteed. So they continue to worked on keeping their core together. You know, they Lutz, Wattenberg, and now Malcolm Roach they've re-signed. Or they've signed a long-term extension. So let's move on to a little MLB news here from Jeff. Start from Alden Gonzalez. The Angels and Anthony Rendon are in talks about. But Anthony Rendon and the Angels are in talks about buying out the final year of his contract, according to a source. The expectation is that he will retire. Man, what a bust of a contract that was. 7 years, $245 million for this guy. No one's happier for Anthony Rendon to be out of baseball than Anthony Rendon. This dude turned into one of the most unlikable guys super fast, man. What a bum. He was so good for the Nationals and with the Angels. He just hasn't played many games because he's been hurt all the time, but he doesn't care about baseball anymore, so Angels fans are probably really happy about this news. I would imagine. Then the big news dropped. Jeff Passan here. Right-hander Dylan Cease and the Toronto Blue Jays are in agreement on a 7-year, $210 million contract, pending a physical, sources tell ESPN. The defending American League champions get one of the best arms in the free agent market. Tommy! This is an overpay. Dylan Cease had near 5 ERA last year. I don't know, man. They overpay him like a motherfucker. Like, he's just not that good. He had like a 4.8 ERA last year. It's a terrible deal. See, he's just not a good pitcher. Like, you could have easily gave that money to like Ranger Suarez or maybe Valdez even, but I would have gave that money to Ranger Suarez. I mean, like, it's an overpay. Like, it just is. And look, I'm a Dodgers fan. I saw Dylan Cease. I saw him pitch. He's not good. I've watched the Padres and Dodgers play. He's just not a guy that is worth it. I've watched Dylan Cease pitch against the Dodgers. I've watched him pitch against other teams. You are giving $210 million for a 4.55 ERA. Record, I don't care. Whatever. I mean, record is whatever. But an ERA over 4.5 and a WHIP over 1.3, that's mediocre at best. But with the pitcher market, maybe they had to give him this money, but it's still an overpay. Tommy! But that's just my opinion. And I'm not just saying it, I'm just saying it as a baseball fan in general. And kind of a Dodgers fan, because I've watched the Dodgers and Padres play a lot, and Dylan Cease really hasn't pitched well against them, besides like a few times maybe. And against other teams, he hasn't really pitched well. He doesn't really go long, and he hasn't really went long in games either. So, left-handed pitcher Sean Newcomb is generating interest as both a starter and reliever in free agency from the Oakland A's. We obviously talked about the Dylan Cease agreement. And the Angels and Anthony Rendon. The Phillies and Blue Jays are among the teams that have checked in on D-backs infielder Ketel Marte per John Morosi. It's kind of crazy, man. Imagine if the Blue Jays traded for him. I just don't know why the Diamondbacks would want to trade Ketel Marte. Like, one of your best players? Like, I don't know if I would do that if I'm them. So, talking about some wrestling news in the video. Becky Lynch says there was a male talent on the main roster who would blacklist women if they slept with them or even if they refused. She said this on Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer. So, it's kind of crazy. That's true. Seth Rollins explains why he hates the WWE Unreal thing. I do hate it. I don't hate all of it. I don't disagree with him. He says he doesn't give a shit about the opinions of fans on social media. CM Punk says the Women's War Games should main event this weekend. I guess he's trying to be nice, because his wife's seen it, but the men should main event because I think it has had the better build. Just to me, with War Games. But yeah, I want to talk about went over a little wrestling there at the end. But yeah, that's all to say for the news. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.